Thank you for joining us today for the latest installment of the Vimmon Warehouse webinar series. Today's topic is four-sided pallet scan and verification. I'm your host, Craig Dowley. And we also have our very special product demonstrator, Jill Alexander. Jill's area of expertise is robotic engineering. She works with customers every day to solve some of the most demanding inventory capture and tracking challenges. Jill is standing by to give a live demo of our four-sided pallet scanning system from our Logistics Innovation Center. If you are not already familiar with Vimmon, we are an AI-powered computer vision system provider for leading warehouses and DCs across North America. We help warehouses automate highly manual data capture tasks while providing warehouse visibility across the four walls. Our customers achieve some of the fastest ROI in the industry, and we have been recognized by Gartner 2 years in a row for our inventory collection and tracking capabilities. As mentioned, one of the top reasons warehouses turn to Vimmon is because they need to reduce their dependency on labor. Like the handheld scanners many of you may still be using, Vimmon can read all types of 1D linear barcodes like LPNs. But because we use computer vision, we can do much more than that, like reading designated text on labels like UPCs, dates, addresses, and more. Along with 1D codes, we can also read 2D codes, and like labels, we can also read and interpret text on cases. Using tie-high methods, we can also count cases on a pallet in seconds. Our cameras can detect item damages, including water stains, rips, and crushed boxes. Operators can be notified of any special handling alerts posted on cases or pallets. Vimmon systems can also dimension pallets and cases while they are in motion. Finally, all Vimmon systems can interface with the warehouse's system of record and notify operators and inventory managers of any found disparities. We will also provide high-resolution images of these discrepancies. Warehouses benefit from Vimmon systems across the entire warehouse. Starting at receiving, PalletSCAN systems conduct extensive scanning of validation for pallets in motion. For smaller incoming items, from envelopes to large boxes, the parcel scan can inspect all visible sides of an item and validate it against the WMS. Automated cycle counting is how Vimmon got its start. Our StoreTrack system can reach your highest bays and scan the most densely packed shelves. With an 8-hour battery, the system can cycle count for an entire shift without requiring a new charge. On the way out of the warehouse, Vimmon can dimension outgoing pallets and packages. Our four-sided pallet scanning counts, inspects, and validates pallets being shipped in seconds. We will be getting into this system very shortly. And just like receiving, our parcel scanning systems validate smaller items before they leave your warehouse. All of our systems run off the same edge compute platform that delivers the highest performance possible to our customers. And all of the data and inventory digital photos are easily accessed into our ViewDeck web application. The impetus behind PalletSCAN is based on feedback we heard from busy warehouses. Dock areas were constantly backed up due to slow labor. Pallets were shipped and received with wrong SKUs and quantities. Tracking and reporting was also a major pain. But now with PalletSCAN 360, customers reduce their dependency on labor, process pallets faster, while improving the quality of outgoing pallets. Okay, now that we have learned a little more about what Vimmon does, I will turn the meeting over to Jill Alexander. Jill will give you an overview of PalletSCAN 360 and then provide a live demonstration. Jill is live in our Innovation Center. Take it away, Jill.
Okay, so I'm going to walk you guys through our PalletSCAN 360 system, and then I'll show you a brief live demo. But first, let's just go over all the features and what you can expect to see in the demo. So PalletSCAN 360 is a high-definition pallet scan from all four sides. You can automatically audit multi-SKU pallets at shipping, after case-picking customer orders, as well as at inbound. It quickly scans the serial numbers on all the boxes in the pallet at receiving. Is also able to seamlessly integrate with shrink wrapping function, as well as use a standalone turntable if required. After those boxes are scanned, it maintains a searchable image database of pallets for chargebacks and claims. It can also automatically scan for damage of pallets to avoid returns and claims. It has a couple different components to this system. First is our scanning station, which is a stationary grid of cameras in front of the pallet turntable. This is the hardware that's actually collecting the images of the pallet. Next, these images are fed through our processing software, which is a machine learning-based information extraction from images. And we're extracting barcodes, text, images of the pallet to scan for damages. That data is then all fed through into our online dashboard and backend WMS integration. There are a couple of different scannable pallet types. You can do single SKU pallets, multi-SKU pallets, as well as irregular stack pallets. For this system, we are only looking at the outside of the pallet, so it requires a chimney stack with cases facing on the outside in order to scan all of the pallets. So the examples on the bottom, we'd be missing those inner rows. However, even if you do have this type of pallet, we're still able to do a partial audit of the pallet with the cases inside. This would get you about 80% of the pallets that you see, but we would miss those 20% that are hidden in the middle. So even if you aren't able to chimney stack, we can still do a partial audit on the outgoing pallet and scan only the outer cases. In this case, the main use case would be looking for extra items, since obviously missing items might just be inside the pallet. The scanning station itself, we mentioned this earlier, but it's a stationary grid of camera and lights. There is a status beacon to indicate to the operator whether or not the system is up and ready to scan, and then also a UI screen that the operator uses to start the scan. The pallet turntable we can either provide or we can integrate with existing shrink wrappers, MRs, conveyors, or carts that you might already have. Here's an example. This is one of our other systems showing what it looks like in action. Once you start the scan, it automatically begins the scan and scans the pallet as it turns, and then that output will be shown on our view deck. So our processing software is really powerful. We're able to process images collected by the PSVC cameras and extract relevant information, including text, barcodes, and damages. We're able to count boxes on a pallet and read labels and text of interest. We're also able to filter information. So for example, if you have a lot of complex labels on your pallet, we're able to filter those labels for the label of interest, as well as pull off what specific information you need from that label. We can also then compare the scan with your WMS and provide the scans to your WMS and make them available on our view deck, our reporting software. Again, we're also able to scan for damage. So our view deck, how we represent this data on our web application, we have an audit report that compares the expected contents from the WMS versus the actual contents that we scan. We can use this to highlight discrepant items on the pallet, as well as allow the auditor to quickly resolve any issues with this pallet, such as adding a missing box or removing a incorrect item. We also provide a search report. This is without any WMS integration. We can provide a fully searchable archive of all pallet scans, including with date, pallet ID, case ID, lot number, and images of the pallet. This is some detail on our pallet audit report. You're able to go through by date and time and filter out each scan. You can pull the relevant field. So in this case, it'd be ILPN, and use that to highlight each line. You can also add information like who is operating the station at that time. And then you'll have a status. So we highlight the two line items that are red and show that we compared them with your WMS, and we saw this amount of discrepancies. And we also allow you to resolve those discrepancies as they appear on the pallet audit report. That's cute. Awesome. So in this section, I'm going to talk a little bit about how discrepancies will appear on our view deck. When you're scanning these pallets, they have multiple boxes, you're scanning a lot at a time. It's important that the auditors be able to identify where each discrepancy is. So for example, if you have an extra item on the pallet, when compared with the WMS, we're able to highlight that pallet. You see on the right side, it highlights which side it's on and which box in question is an extra item. It'll show details that we scan from that pallet, and then a zoomable high definition image that you can zoom in and look at that specific case on the pallet. Oh, yeah, there we go. Yeah, that's the box level view at the bottom right. You're able to zoom in and see all the details on the box, as well as details on what needs to be done to fix that discrepancy. If it's an issue with the label being misread, the auditor is able to fix it manually and save that and fix that discrepancy. Items. So if there's supposed to be an item on the WMS on this pallet that we aren't able to scan, obviously nothing to highlight on the actual pallet, but we'll pull up the information on what's supposed to be there, and the auditor can search for that item and see if it's missing. Also, we're able to identify boxes without a label. So maybe this could be your missing item and it just has the label facing in. Again, we highlight that box on the pallet, provide any details of the item with no label. If we read any text off of it, that might be useful, we can place it there. Yeah, so that should allow you to fully audit each pallet in real time on our view deck. Yeah, you see that big black station is our station in the center of the screen. There is a beacon on top with a white light showing that it is ready to scan, and then here is our pallet that we're scanning to the right. Multiple boxes, pretty small, crowded, each having their own label. This is also our operator UI on the left. So normally this is a freestanding tablet, but I've pulled it up here so you can see it a little bit better. It'll give you a view of the pallet as our station sees it, and then options to start scan or abort the scan as well if you've already started and need to stop to reposition or change anything on the pallet. So I'm going to start the scan, and then I will start the turntable. I have a little remote to start the turntable. So once you start the scan, the lights will all come on automatically, and then I will start the turntable. It automatically updates which side you're on, so it shows when each side has been scanned and will update as it goes. Once all 4 sides are scanned, it will automatically turn off, and now it is sending all that information to our backend and preparing to process each label and pull everything off of it. Sorry, give me just a moment. I will switch to our view deck. Great, so this is our case search report. This is what we have with absolutely no WMS information. This is what we can give you right away. Here's the scan that we just did. It gives us the date and time of the scan. If there was a pallet ID, it would put it here, a case count, as well as the status of the scan. When you click on this, it's going to give you a drop down of everything that was scanned. Each one of these lines is a case. It tells you which face the case is on. So for example, this one is on the left and front side. So if you'll look at this wide view of the pallet, you can see it highlights where the pallet is on the left and the front, and then also gives you a zoomable, every image of that pallet that we captured will be here. It is all pretty high resolution image, so you're able to zoom in and read any of the text here. So in this case, we're pulling off the serial number here from the barcode as well as from here. And we're also capturing any other label data. So for example, you can see it says premium cotton t-shirt, black size large. We're capturing that other label info and pulling it out here. So if there's an issue with this box and you're unable to find it by serial number, you can also use other information that might be on the label and search it up here. Or as well as things like the SKU here. We've also pulled out that SKU. And if that's something that needs to be integrated later, we can easily pull that out and make it its own column on this sheet. Moving over to our discrepancy verification report. So again, we show here that there's an issue with that pallet. When you click on it, it gives you a drop down of every single case. All of these cases are verified, so they were read. We see that they have a label on them. The label looks fine to us, and then we can move down to any issue cases, such as here where we see that we have a box with no label on it. Sorry, let's switch sides and back. Yeah, so this box is missing a label. So we've highlighted it here, and you're able to zoom in on the box to ensure that you are in fact missing a label and not just misreading anything, and able to flag this issue and as well as verify and resolve any of these issues.
Thank you very much, Jill. That was excellent. I also want to thank all of you for attending today's webinar. If you would like more information on PalletSCAN 360 or any other Vimmon solution, please feel free to reach out to us via email or visit us online.